I've been doing drugs since I was 14. No, that doesn't mean too much. It doesn't give me a diploma, but maybe I have some basis from which to talk to you about this. There's nothing wrong with drugs. And there's nothing wrong with the crazy feeling, you know. I've had that thing, you know, and you've had a good talk of hash, or you've done a little DMT, you know, or you shot a little laughter and you're rushing, you know, and you're lying up there and there's a bird, you know, and all of a sudden you're lying in the bird and you're looking down on the ground at the bird. It's beautiful. But I don't use that to solve my personal hang-ups. Because my personal hang-ups weren't created with drugs, and they're not going to be cured with them.
My name is Miriam, and I'm 16. Well, see, I've been up on acid 40 times, and I've smoked pot, and I've smoked DMT sprayed pot, and I've smoked hash, and, well, and I've taken pills, you know, and I've been through the whole thing. You know, like this hippie thing, that's another thing of this love trip with these hippies. It's like they've taken acid, they experienced God. You know, if they take the right acid, this is what acid is supposed to accomplish. But when you start putting in belladonna and methadone and cocaine and all kinds of other garbage in with it, you really can't expect to get what you're supposed to on acid because it just stops you. If you really get the right kind of acid and get to where it's at, it's marvelous, of course. You're where God is at.
There's no special merit to drugs except it's an escape. It's no worse than alcohol or housewives taking tranquilizers or any crutch. You know, if you can use a crutch, use a crutch. And if you get high and it's fun, get high and it's fun. But don't make a religion out of it.
When you get there, you think everything's really supposed to be like a big garden, and all anybody would ever do if they were doing the right thing would be to sit under a tree and would never wear clothes because that's just a hang-up. And, you know, everyone would just meditate every day. And, like, it's the type of thing where you say, where the hippies say, well, you know, everything is really groovy. You know, it really is groovy. But, man, like, take a look around.
At some point, you know, you either realize that you're going to have to deal with yourself stone cold sober, painfully unnumbed, and face some very, very, very real anxieties.
There have been too many years when people have been taught that sex was a shrine that you kneel in front of. And that's bullshit. Sex is a groovy, beautiful, natural way for two people to communicate. It's a mutual thing like a handshake. Sex is a communication, and I don't feel you have to know someone for a year to know that you have something to say to them, and that sex is the way to say it.
Oh, well, when I lived at home, I mean, like, I didn't ball anybody. I didn't until, well, I guess when I started late. I mean, compared to nowadays, let me put it that way, kids start bawling at an early age. I mean, the people I know, they start bawling at an early age. And I didn't start bawling until I was, 17 and a half, I guess. I don't know, but it's comparatively late with the children nowadays.
Kids say they're older than their folks were at 18, and their folks say they were older than their folks were at 18, and probably they all were. But I think there was probably just as much tussling in the haystack then as there is tussling in back seats of cars now. So many of the kids, I think, use it as a kind of status thing. Who can lay the most guitarists? Who can lay the most famous drummer? And this is a very unhealthy thing. But I think there were many of our mothers who would have dropped their drawers for Frank Sinatra if they could have had a chance.